In this video we'll be looking at extra man. Extra man is when a defensive player performs a major foul and is excluded from the game for 20 seconds. Each player receives 3 major fouls before they are excluded for the remainder of the game. And a major foul can be performed by the ball, say, coming in. These are just examples. The ball's coming in and a defending player may reach over the other player and they will be excluded for doing that. They may also be excluded for a player driving through, and this player will be chasing, and because this player has front water, they may pull this player back, or they may reach over and grab this player, and that is an exclusion, and they'd be sent to the corner. So for this example, we're going to look at a centre forward exclusion, because that's the most popular. That's generally what happens in a game. It's what happens the most of the time. So a ball will go in. This player here will try and get the ball, but they're probably a little bit messy. They don't have their legs set properly, or their centre forward is just too strong. And so they reach over and they're excluded from the game for 20 seconds, and they've got to go to the corner of the pool where the bench is, and they're there for 20 seconds. So what happens now is the green team now have to collapse, and they have to try to protect the goals rather than defend each player. So this player here will zone back to here, this one to here. This player will move back in between the two players. So now players are now moving between different players. So for this one here, this player here will move between the centre forward and the top driver. This player here will move between the centre forward and the other top driver. This player here will move between the corner of the goal to the centre forward. And this player here will move from the corner of the goal to the centre forward as well. When these two players moved from the corner of the goal to the centre forward, they almost want to over-exaggerate or go a little bit too far, because they don't want a shot. If they don't move too far, if they don't move far enough over, and they leave a gap here, a shot can go into the goal from here. All right, which is what we don't want. So it's important for these two players, when the ball is gone deep, that they must make sure that they cover this short corner just here. They want the ball to go, the shot to go across like that, so the goalkeeper can see it at all times. Okay. Now, for this position up here, when the ball moves along here, it's important that the player doesn't overcommit to this player here, but makes them make a choice whether they need to shoot it or to pass off. If this player here sits up and starts balking, ready for a shot, this player must knock him down. They've got to. If they pass it off, then they've got to collapse back to the centre forward, and this player moves out. It's important that these two players really anticipate what's happening with these passes, whether it's a pass or a shot. So if the ball looks like it's about to be passed, this player needs to start to move out once he receives it, and this player needs to anticipate the shot to come back and collapse onto that centre forward. As the ball moves over to this side here, this centre forward, I want this guy here to move more over to help out the centre forward, and this guy here will be making a transition from this side over to here, because we know the next pass is going to come to the wing guy. So it's all a bit of a balancing act. When the ball moves over to this side, this guy needs to start moving out. This guy moves back. Ball goes over to here, so this guy needs to be covering that short post, so there's no short corner shot. The goalkeeper will start to move across, and it's all a bit of a it's based on communication. It's really important that the defensive team is communicating a lot, telling each person where they need to be. It may seem a little bit confusing, but it's a matter of spending time practicing, keeping your head out of the water, and understanding where you need to be in relation to where the ball is and where your defence is. Remember also that you only have 20 seconds of the player being out before he or she can return back to the field of play, and then they'll move back to normal defensive positions. We'll be back to a normal press.